The world we used to know over the past decades is truly over today. There have been some suspicious moves by Trump this week that have turned the balance of international politics upside down. We're talking about his explicit acknowledgement of India's loss to Russia and China, and his shocking decision to change the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. There are very rapid developments revealing that America is no longer the master of the game, and that it will not accept this. And therefore we may be on the verge of the biggest war of the 21st century, a war that could break out starting from Venezuela, or it could start from Europe, or maybe from somewhere else. No one expected it at all. The important thing is that what is happening today will never be accepted by America. How is that? We'll discuss this in detail today. Stay tuned. Dear viewers, peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings. Welcome to our renewed meeting today, God willing, in this episode of the Opinion series. To begin, our topic today starts with the dramatic steps taken by President Trump this week. Decisions that have caused a huge uproar around the world. Trump made a statement admitting that America lost India to Russia and China, and immediately after that he made a decision. That was even more dramatic, which was the decision to change the name of the Department of Defense in America to the Department of War, and consequently appointing Hegseth as the Secretary of War. So, when we look at these rapid events that have happened recently over the past months, and especially in the last week, it becomes clear that all of Trump's diplomatic efforts during this period have gone to waste, and they were wasted just in this past week. America lost Russia, lost India, but that's not exactly what counts as a painful blow to America. It's actually a painful blow. Even more than that, it's that it knows very well that the divide and rule policy it has followed for decades is no longer effective today. With this great rapprochement that has happened between India, China and Russia, the divide and rule policy is the one that allowed America and the West in general to dominate the world. If we look at the world map today, we will find that in every region of the world there are major disputes between countries. There are regions where they left border disputes and regions where they left ideological conflicts. In every region, they left behind conflicts between countries. So that these countries remain crippled, so that these countries stay focused only on themselves, so that they keep focusing only on their own issues, and America always remains the bigger party, the dominant force in the world, the powerful one, and so on. So they gave all their support to this dragon, which today is called China, to keep it away from any alliance with the Soviet Union at that time. But when this dragon became as huge as a giant, they then turned toward India and gave it all the support as well. So it could be the rival to this giant. They did the same thing between Iraq and Iran, or between Iran and the Arabs, between Algeria and Morocco, and so on in different parts of the world. This policy, the policy of divide and rule, is what dismantled the Soviet Union. It is what dismantled Yugoslavia, destroyed Iraq, destroyed Libya, is destroying Sudan today, and so on. Many countries, other countries, have suffered a lot from it in different ways. But today it is clear that this policy may be starting to collapse in a very suspicious way. No one thought that India could reconcile with China, and now there are advanced steps being taken that might lead in the future to the formation of a formidable alliance that includes India as well. This is very serious for America. It means that America's global influence has started to collapse in a very dangerous way. In fact, Trump made great efforts to maintain this American influence. Since leading the American administration, he has taken actions that are crucial to fixing what can be fixed. He took diplomatic steps to distance Russia from China and limit their alliance, but ultimately Russia chose China. Trump never thought there would be any rapprochement between the traditional enemies, India and China, so he imposed sanctions on India, and he was certain, absolutely certain, that rapprochement between the two countries could never happen. In the end, India set aside its disputes with China, began a new chapter, and refused to give in to America's demands. So here everyone should really learn from these events. Despite the major disputes these countries have, China with Russia and with India, despite the intense commercial and industrial competition between India and China, they still found common ground. They say that the world order must change. That's it. This world order must become multipolar. In other words, to be clear, they say that American dominance over the region and the entire world must end. So I truly hope that this Algerian regime becomes aware of such events, of what is happening today on the world stage, and that it hastens to reconcile with Morocco. Because truly this experience should be repeated in the Maghreb region. This historic opportunity that the world is going through now must be seized, and these disputes should be resolved as quickly as possible. What lies ahead might be very dangerous. Perhaps in the future, these countries like Morocco and Algeria will need to be cooperative countries, and why not even allied with each other? I mean, the danger today is the New World Order. Its features have started to appear strongly, and it's certain that Trump will not stand by idly. America cannot surrender to this new reality. It cannot give in and allow a multipolar world order to exist. America plays a role just like the other great powers. Today, all the signs indicate that a major war is coming. So even when Trump comes in this very sensitive situation and changes the name of the United States Department of Defense to the Department of War, what does that mean? This is a sign that a war is coming. Where will it start? No one knows. Will it be from Venezuela? Will it be from the Middle East? Will it be from Europe? No one can predict that. What matters is America now is preparing for a military strike in which it will showcase its power above all else. It might even reveal a new decisive weapon that it will use for the first time, or something like that. President Trump, he made statements today which were reported by the New York Times. What did he say in these statements? He said that America is capable of entering any war against Venezuela and achieving victory. He said, but at first it chose the political path. So now maybe the message has come after changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Maybe this political path has ended. That's it. Maybe a decision has been made to start the war against Venezuela. Today there is tremendous pressure being put on the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro. That means after losing India and losing Russia to China, America today is not at all ready to lose Venezuela as well. Venezuela's geographic location is very sensitive. Venezuela's geographic location is close, facing America near the Panama Canal, a strategic spot. This location makes it a very big threat to American national security if it remained on this path. Close to whom? With America's enemies, with China, with Russia, with Iran, and so on. So Trump now may have reached the conviction that he won't wait any longer to witness Chinese military ships lining up at Venezuelan ports. He has reached the conviction that he must resolve the matter now at the earliest possible opportunity. The United States Secretary of War said it clearly. He said that the United States military could very well carry out an operation to change the regime in Venezuela. So just today, what happened? The president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, made a statement in which he might be asking for America's help. I mean, before the start of this military operation, maybe he really felt the gravity of American threats. Today he began seeking America's or Trump's help, saying he admires Trump. This is the first time this has happened, or he said that. And he said that dialogue should be opened between the two countries. He said these disagreements should not lead to military conflict. So Maduro's tone has changed. Maduro's tone, which just 2 days ago was threatening America and promising retaliation and was waging a major media war against America, today is seeking rapprochement with Trump and America. So is war really coming? Will it happen? Or will it start from Venezuela? That is possible. Could it start elsewhere? That's possible too. Just yesterday, Putin's deputy, the vice president of Russia in the Russian National Security Council, Medvedev, said that Russia will send troops to all border areas with the Baltic countries. He said that NATO is now very active in these countries, such as Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Finland, and others. This is similar to what was happening in Ukraine earlier, and now the Russian army will strongly reinforce its presence in this region. It likely means the situation is much like the start of the Ukraine war. At that time, the Russians sent forces to the border with Ukraine and said they would conduct military exercises on the border, but then this army invaded Ukrainian territory and reached the capital, Kyiv, at that time. Now, there are suspicious movements in the Baltic countries. Yesterday and about 2 days ago, American President Trump issued a decision to gradually stop military aid to this region, the Baltic countries. So, these events are happening one after another, suggesting something is coming. These countries, the Baltic states, are an easy prey for the Russians. Russia could swallow them up in just a few hours. Today, after we were close to reaching a peace agreement in Ukraine, it became clear that Europe would never allow this agreement. And Russia is happy about that. The Russians set certain conditions and Europe rejects these conditions. Putin says any foreign forces inside Ukraine will be a legitimate target for Russian forces. The Russians are standing in the position of the victor, making very clear military advances today in Ukraine. Every day of this war, Russia gains 15 square kilometers every day. That means every month that passes, Russia gains more than 600 square kilometers. Russia today is ready for a long-term war. Today, the American newspaper, the Wall Street Journal, admitted in an article, it said that the Russian economy saw growth in 2023 and 2024. And all Western sanctions imposed had no impact on the Russian economy. The newspaper said that India and China were the ones who saved Russia economically by buying large quantities of oil, gas, and other things. Russia is prepared for a long-term war, both economically and militarily, especially after the recent significant rapprochement with China. There are reports that China will send weapons to Russia to test them in a real war against the Ukrainians. Today as well, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un made a statement saying that North Korea will stand with its friend Russia again. This means there is another plan that will see further participation from the Koreans after their victory in Kursk. Russia is not alone. There are truly suspicious steps taking place today. United States President Trump made a very serious statement today. What did he say? He said the war in Ukraine must stop or everyone will pay the price. This means it's a clear threat that something dangerous is coming. If this war doesn't stop now, and as everyone is following, the war won't stop now. European countries like France and Britain refuse to stop the war. They're putting obstacles in the way, as we say. There are reports saying that the war might stop after 2026. Other reports say it's impossible to stop this war, that it's impossible to achieve peace in Ukraine. So this means that we are really getting closer to this dangerous thing that will make everyone pay a high price, according to Trump's statements. But how is that? That's the question being asked. Who will be the first party to pay the high price? Will it be Venezuela? Will it be these Baltic countries? Will it be Iran? Or could it be other countries? Who do you think it could be? You can answer us at the comments below this video. That's the end of our video for today. Goodbye.